Okay, for this week's magic lesson, we're going to talk about spirit guides. There's so much talk about spirit guides all the time. My spirit guide, some people know exactly who their spirit guides are. They've known them a long time. Some people have no idea who their spirit guides are, yet they work with them. Some people have no idea who their spirit guides are, and they don't know if they work for them or not. But we do have lots of kinds of spirit guides. I'm going to talk to you about my knowledge. And again, there's lots of different knowledge from lots of different people. But in my experience and my training, we do have like five kinds of spirit guides. We have, and they kind of come and go throughout our life as needed. So I'm going to tell you how I see it. We have an inner band guide, which is that's almost like your guardian angel. It's somebody with you from birth until death, helping you, guiding you as needed, as wanted, or desired by you. I call that the inner band. We also have an outer band guide. Now, that's a spirit guide that just kind of shows up when you need them. Maybe it's times of stress or tragedy or big needs or just you need the extra guidance. That's those ones that come along just when you need them. It could be getting into a car accident and they keep you out of a car accident. Again, kind of like a special angel coming from whatever that is. We, of course, have our ancestors, and that's our beloved loved ones. That's what's in our blood, whether it's grandma or grandpa or great grandma or grandpa, the ancestry that we have within our blood, within ourselves. Our ancestors are there to guide us. It literally is like an intuition instinct type thing. And we, of course, have our ascended masters. You want that big wisdom. You want to go straight to the top, to the Jesus, to the Mohammed, to the Buddha. That's the ascended masters, the highest up there, the wisdom that they bring down. And of course, we have our animal spirit guides and two different kinds of those. In my experience, we have our living ones, which are kind of like familiars, or deceased pets that we have that come in, like my favorite pup when I was a kid growing up, Cricket. Hangs around on occasion and actually guides me and helps me and shows me things that animals do, like love. And we also have our symbolic animal guides, and that's more like the Native American, like the totem, like wolf magic or owl or bear. And you could easily figure that out if you have this affinity a lot towards dolphins, say, or towards bears or wolves or all sorts of different things we have. Look that up and go, yeah, they show up in my life. I have this awareness, and you will read it and like, wow, that's either something that describes who I am, what I believe in so strongly, or it could be something that, wow, that's something I so definitively need in my life. So that's why I have the strength of a bear or the vision of an eagle or the wiliness of a coyote, whatever that animal is. So I call that our animal totems. And again, we could have different ones for different purposes within our lives. So again, get to know your guides. And if you don't want to get to know your guides, know that they're anyway. And I think that that's okay. I work with mine more than, okay, this is Fred, my this guide, and that's Henry, my this guide, or Grandma so and so, my this guide. I'm more of a conglomerate worker. I just kind of ask for the wisdom straight out most of the time. Almost like committee. It's like, I don't care who came up with the idea. You guys put it all together and you give it to me. You give it to me consciously through hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, or just the knowledge thereof. So if you're one of those people who could say, I don't know the name of my spirit guides, but I work with them, that's okay. That's okay. We all work in different ways, and nobody says you have to do it this particular way. Ask them if they want to know the name, and if they do, have them tell you. And if not, that's okay too. So again, however you work with them is okay. And however you don't work with them, if you so choose a different path, that's okay too. In my belief system, they're still there. So on top of that, when I went back to animals, a little bit about our familiars animals. And those are usually what are living animals. We hear about witches' familiars and being the cat and all that. And I've talked about familiars before a little bit. But if you want to figure out if your cat or even your dog or your ferret or your budgie or whatever that is a familiar, you will kind of know by a few different things. Like they seem to hang around when you're doing magical things, whether spell work or ritual or even meditation. They seem to be want a part of it, especially spell working and stuff. They sort of kind of know when you're sick and they know how you're feeling, and they are there to just guide you. They sit by you when they need to. Also, what I found that in familiars, your familiars, they're not as afraid of the elements as some other animals. It's like, why is not my cat or my dog afraid of lightning like my other cats and dogs have been. They're not afraid of fire, which watch that because a cat's tail, even if it's a familiar in your candle, is still going to hurt and burn and make a terrible cat smell. So they're not afraid of fire. You still have to avoid them getting into it, but they're less afraid of the elements. Again, they're drawn to it. They do make you feel better. You really do know or feel you have a psychic connection with them. So accept them. Okay, you are my familiar. You're my working partner. In my world, familiars help you navigate into the other world, into navigating your magic. They are there for you and they are your partner that helps see on the other side. Because we all know that animals can see the other side. They can see spirits and ghosts and guides and all that kind of stuff because it hasn't got taught out of them. So why not use your living animal? And if you have a pet or a cat or a dog and they're not your familiar, that's okay too. I haven't decided if Willow is one of my familiars yet. She's still too young. She's actually just starting to show signs that maybe she will calm down enough to actually be one and starting to pay attention to my magic and my spell working, or when I have people over, she wants to hang by them with sessions and things. So she may, but don't hold it against your pet if they're not a familiar. There's still nothing more magical than just your loved fur babies in or whatever animal baby they are. They bring you love. And that's the biggest magic of all is love, just love. So in a bit, get to know your spirit guides. Don't get to know your spirit guides. Know they are there. Talk to them. Don't talk to them, but they're there. That's it. That's your magic for today. Go out and see what you want.